The 78th National Veterans Day Parade is dedicated to the Army, the Navy, and the Marine Corps, who are all celebrating their 250th anniversary.
Okay, thank you. Hello and welcome to the 78th National Veterans Day Parade in beautiful downtown Birmingham. Third year is a charm. It's sunny.
Finally beautiful here in downtown Birmingham. We have not a cloud to be seen in the sky, and we're actually going to have a flyover since we'll be able to see them and maybe even hear them.
This is Matt Stevens. I'm Karen Day, and we have someone fantastic to open up the parade for us today. His name is Rob Robinson. And he is a musical artist, a Birmingham native. He studied voice at Brown University. He's performed for 5 years with Opera Birmingham. He's performed for 5 Alabama governors, and yet he's opened for people like the Talking Heads and Jamie Johnson. He's everywhere. And today he's here to open our parade with the national anthem. And this is Mr. Rob Robinson, and signing for him is little Miss, she is little, Miss Madeline Perry.
Take your hat off and salute. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
That's Mr. Rob Robinson and Madeline Perry.
Outstanding job, as always.
So we have quite the theme this year for the Veterans Day Parade. It's the 250th birthday of all of the services you could have back in the day.
That's right. Pretty well-known fact, but if you're going to have a country, you're going to have a military to fight for it.
Right.
So this year, in 1775, 250 years ago, is the formation year for the Army, Navy, and the Marine Corps. Marine Corps birthday was yesterday, actually. So
What am I supposed to say? No, I'm not supposed to say it. Hoorah.
yeah, well, not hoorah.
What do we say?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so you got to have the services, and later, of course, came the Air Force. It split from the Army.
1947.
Yep, the year that my dad joined. He was a navigator in the Air
Oh,
Force.
so he was one of the first airmen.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
And like I said, we will have a flyover at some point in the next few minutes, and that'll be pretty interesting. We got 6 total planes with us today
Now
from all over Alabama, and I think even one from Georgia.
Right. And the thing is, yes, there is a government shutdown, so these are not active duty like military planes. We have the commemorative Air Force, and we have they're little. They have propellers. They were used in various conflicts from the 50s forward.
Oh, yeah. So we'll see a few trainers today. We'll see the T6, and that is the primary trainer that everyone used going into World War II. We also have the T-34, which was kind of its predecessor, that was used during Vietnam and even later on. And then we even have a PT-19, which is a very rare aircraft, and you'll see it's just different. But they use that as a primary trainer in between war years, between World War I and World War II. So that'll be quite a treat. It's beautifully painted yellow and blue all over. You can see it from a mile away.
Yes.
And they should be flying in at about 1,000 feet, 1,500 feet, something like that. We've also got an L-19 Bird Dog. This was a plane that everybody in Vietnam knows. It could just about hover in the air as a forward observer, and we'll have one of those today with us as well.
They could hover because it flew so slow.
Yes.
So
the stall speed's like less than 40 miles an hour, so it could, if there was a good 25-mile-an-hour headwind, it'd be traveling 10 miles an hour forward and just hovering in the sky, which is good for a forward observer.
I feel like that half my life.
And we've got some police officers down at the corner here, so we should be kicking across the parade stand pretty soon.
And that's the thing. Birmingham, yes, they have a fantastic police department, but their motorcycle division, shiny and gorgeous on a sunny day. We're going to be seeing figure eights and circles and all of that. And sometimes I think they make it take longer because they're having more fun.
Absolutely, especially once they get up in front of us and do their figure eights and all of their maneuvers close in. It's almost like the Blue Angels of a police motorcycle corps. They do an amazing job.
I'll go with that.
Yeah.
I've never thought about it like that.
They're hovering around a very small circle here. You'll see it in a minute, folks.
Yeah. It's right about the time that people get even with the Greyhound station is when we're able to get a real good look at them. So I do want to tell you that, every year the National Veterans Day Foundation, since 1947, has a National Veteran of the Year. And it has been people like James Doolittle. But this year, the police are coming by. I just want to get this in real quick. It's the 6888. And they are the ladies that straightened out the mail problems so people could get their mail, 17 million pieces of it, during World War II. And we'll tell you more about that in just a little bit.
Yeah, as the police come into view here.
Yes. So, again, these are the Birmingham Police Department. It's going to get loud, so we'll just let you enjoy it.
So a little bit more about the 6888 as we wait for the police to come down the line. During World War II, there was a massive backlog of mail going to and from the troops in Europe. And for a lot of them, that was a lifeline. That was the only way that they knew what was going on while they were overseas. And, that was a lot of the way that the family knew that their service member was still doing okay. And they had such a backlog that they actually took the 6888 Central Post Directory Battalion, plugged them in England, and they were able to sort just an incredible amount of items, 16 million items on backlog as we see the Birmingham police come through.
I think they might have pulled someone over back there. They're taking a long time to get here.
Maybe they're just waiting for a little bit of space, give the motorcycles some time to see if they're going to do any. They came through in a V formation. Let's see if they turn around.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are kind of sitting down there. What are they doing?
That's what I'm saying.
I guess they want everybody to read the side of the truck. See, whatever that truck is, it must be a very important truck to them.
I can't remember the name of the hot dog spot that's right at the corner, but I think...
No, I get it now. They were waiting
enough
on the marchers behind them to make that turn so that they could do it in formation, because it takes a lot longer when you make a formation turns, you got to have everybody at the same lateral angle so they all swing around like one big line.
Yeah. Oh.
And here come the riders for their performance.
Well, that was very, very surprise to us. They want to do circles.
They've been doing this for several years. They have a really, really good program of being able to do some precision riding in, you know, a very, very small area. Even when you're riding in a circle like that, it's hard not to get a traffic jam. So it's very good, very precision work. Just a little display from Birmingham here. And there they go, they're off. Big, powerful machines they've got there. It's very interesting to watch them operate them at such a slow speed. Now we have the slow truck. The slow truck is in motion. Although I think they got a red light, so they have to wait for that.
Yeah, we have.
You never know exactly what the police are going to do. So this is one of the Birmingham Police's mobile command centers. They'll use this for events like the football games over at Protective Stadium or anywhere they just need a very strong presence, mainly for peacekeeping operations where they're just trying to make sure there's enough of a presence in a very crowded area to, you know, everyone for them to feel safe. It's got lights on the top and everything else. They've also got the other side of that. This is one of their, can be used for many things. It's a lot of these off-use military vehicles. So they're built by the military for the military. Once the military no longer needed them, they went out to police departments around the country. So this is something that they can use for high water rescue. They can ram it through a house if they need to make entry. There's a lot of different things that they can do with that vehicle. And if you can outrun that, you can probably not outrun this. This is probably heavily modified Birmingham Police Camaro. So, and based on the exhaust, I don't think you have a good chance.
And here we have the Marion Military Institute Color Guard. Marion was actually established in 1842 and it is the oldest military junior college in the nation and a member of the Alabama Community College system. And the Corps of Cadets, along with the Knights Precision Drill Team, are participating in the parade today. And that's the Marion Military Institute Color Guard.
With the presentation of the colors. You'll see a lot of service members along the route and at the review stand honoring them with the salute, as we're obligated to do, and we enjoy doing it.
What you hear right now is Mike Oakley telling the crowd what we just told you.
At least he's not being pelted by rain this time.
I know. My goodness. It's a beautiful afternoon for this.
There'll be a couple of precision drill teams and marching corps of cadets along the way, but Marion is one of the oldest in the country, if I'm not mistaken. They have been around for a tremendously long time doing precision drill just like this. Always awesome to see young people getting involved. Obviously, these are all students, but showing a dedication of patriotism to their country, always something that we like to see amongst the younger ranks.
Right. Here we go. Color Guard, Marion Military Institute. And of course, you are looking at the Weeks family. Raymond Weeks is the man who said Armistice Day needs to be called Veterans Day and celebrate the veterans who have served in all of the wars. And that is why Birmingham has the original Veterans Day Parade. And this is his family, the
Through a
Raymond Weeks
congressional
family.
charter, right? He
That's
was the one
right.
that got that started.
He did. Eisenhower was general, and Eisenhower signed it when he was president.
Outstanding. Awesome.
And we have our parade grand marshal, Captain Gary Rose. He is actually with Mayor Woodfin today.
I think I hear
He's
some
the-
of our flyovers starting to materialize.
We do.
Overhead, we've got somebody inverted doing a smoke trail. That's going to be the AT-6 Texan, followed by our T-34 trainer. And then we've got another T-34 trainer.
So Captain Gary Rose, the 2025 Grand Marshal, is a Medal of Honor recipient.
Oh, wow.
He was born in October 47. He's a retired U.S. Army officer and a Vietnam War veteran. And for his actions during the war, he is quite the decorated medic. He was presented the Medal of Honor in October of 2017. And actually, when he first received it, it was not able to be talked about because it was covert operations. But he was quite the medic.
Yeah.
And we're very happy to have him. He lives in Huntsville. So now we have the Shades Valley Technical Academy, Marine Corps JROTC.
Automatically, they're just better. It's not really a personal preference. It's just congressional charter. Marine Corps is better. Sorry, folks. So the Shades Valley High School MCJROTC is the Jefferson County Board of Education signature academy that consists of cadets from Shades Valley High School and Clay Chalkville High School. The Leadership Academy was established in 2017 as the planes go by overhead. There is a trend towards leadership academies within school systems. They are programs designed to help leadership skills in students like communication, strategic thinking, and team building, conflict resolution. They also provide tools, mentorship, and a structured environment for participants to enhance their ability and prepare for leadership roles.
And that, my friends, is why we need the ROTC. And we have, the planes are making circles today.
Yeah.
They really.
Coming across now, we've got Ramsey High School under the direction of Colonel retired Gregory Parker, Senior Army Instructor and First Sergeant Hardwick Hall, and he is also an Army instructor.
Yeah, Ramsey has an outrageous view up on Red Mountain. I think it's the prettiest of all of the schools in the Birmingham school system.
Oh, I do hope everybody gets a chance to see the planes overhead. It's not very common that you get flyovers like this, and here he comes again across the review stand, still dispensing that smoke trail. Very distinct. Very distinct engine sounds for those planes. Most of them are radial engines, and you can tell from several miles away what they are. And we've got the Jefferson County Commission, Sheila Tyson, coming across now.
And the Jefferson County Commission is also carrying the Ms. Senior Jefferson County and Ms. Super Senior Jefferson County. But we want to thank Jefferson County Commission very, very much. They support us every year. And they absolutely believe in the Veterans Day Parade.
Absolutely. We've got Miss Alabama 2025, Emma Terry, of course, with a rich 104 history of excellence. Miss America and Miss Alabama are cherished symbols of Americana and an icon representative of success and achievement for motivated and goal-oriented young women across the nation. They
And
also
now,
learn crucial college skills.
But we also got to talk about Miss Alabama Volunteer, because
yes.
she's on our camera now. Lauren Salamine, she is Miss Volunteer America, and she's from Utah and found us, found our parade, and saw fit to be here with us on Veterans Day, and also Miss Volunteer Alabama.
She's also a national ambassador for the St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital and a national brand ambassador for the Salvation Army.
Who knew?
Right.
That we did not.
That's a busy lifestyle right there.
Yes.
Now we've got Miss Senior Alabama 2025, Lori Cox. She is from Daphne, Army mom, and supports the military by sending care packages to soldiers throughout the year. Nice to see all the crowns we have out here today.
I don't understand. What happened this year? All of the crowns, I don't understand. So, and there's a... Let's see. Right, these are the ladies. I thought these were the ones in the SUV. This is, yeah, these are Miss Senior, Miss Super Senior, Jefferson County.
Outstanding.
So, all right. And now we have, I can't see it. Mrs. Super Senior. Okay, Miss Super Senior, Jefferson County. Oh, I thought they were, okay. Forgive me, I sound like I'm not a parade announcer at all. This is not professional at all.
Well, it's all voluntary work.
No. Oh. So is so much in our lives, but you don't just do what I'm doing. All right, so what we finally have something that I understand. We are looking.
This is the Senior Support Committee for the Alabama National Cemetery down in Montevallo.
Yes. Okay. So the thing about Montevallo is that this is a national cemetery, and normally we talk about the Wreaths Across America program, but what they really want us to talk about this year is how we individually can help the military veterans who are interred at the Alabama National Cemetery, give comfort to their families, promote the cemetery to others, develop and participate commemorative cemetery programs when you are near them, and provide financial support to the cemetery so it can continue to have beauty, good maintenance and expansion.
Volunteers go out several times a year to plug a hole in the ground for the flags you see on the display, and then also to lay the wreaths out. And once you put them in, you got to pick them back up again. And there are thousands of people to come out, even with the tremendous number of graves at that site. It's no more than about 15 minutes before they're all put up every year, maybe 30 minutes, but that's how many volunteers come out and support the National Cemetery, and we absolutely love the support they receive.
I never thought about having to pick them all up.
And this is actually a private vehicle. Many people will recognize it. It's the civilian version of the Hummer or Humvee that's used by every branch in the military, at least used to be. And this one is owned by Carl M. White, part of his private vehicle collection. He is a life member of the VFW and previously served in the Marine Corps.
Okay.
We'll see a lot of private vehicles brought out today in support of Veterans Day, and it's definitely a good cause that they do. It's a good way for a lot of veterans to get into the community. He's also part of, Tom Long is riding on the back. He's the Blue Star Salute Foundation president. The banner in the front of the Humvee highlights the faces of Prices of Freedom and is manned by the officers and members of the Blue Star Salute Foundation, including President Tom Long.
Yes. And the Birmingham VA healthcare system, I want to do a special shout out to Shannon Arledge. Because of him, all of the people in the VA hospitals in Central and North Alabama are able to watch the parade from their beds today.
And I mean, I've been doing this for 6 years. I don't recall ever having a tank in the parade, so that's a tremendous upgrade, actually. We got us a tank now for USA 250.
Yes. Yes, so this is the Birmingham VA healthcare system. They're right down the street from us on South Side. This flagship facility provides care to over 71,000 veterans across 24 counties with more than 100 inpatient beds, 10 outpatient clinics. They are dedicated to honoring our nation's heroes.
And they've got several facilities around central Alabama. They have a very excellent mental health program out in Irondale that provides all type of outsourced and inpatient treatment for the veterans of our area. So they do a wonderful job.
Yes. And this is Winona High School.
One of our other Corps of Cadets that we've got here. Their program is dedicated to developing young leaders of character who are prepared for success in school, community, and future careers. Rooted in the values of citizenship, discipline, and service, the program emphasizes leadership development, teamwork, and the responsibilities through the JROTC. Winona High School cadets build confidence, strengthen academic and life skills, and gain valuable experiences that prepare them to become productive citizens and future leaders. Let's watch in on a little bit of their drill.
This program helps them build confidence, strengthen academic and life skills, and gain valuable experience, and prepare them to become future leaders.
Corps of cadets at each of the schools that we have around the area are just exactly what they tell us they are. They're excellent places for people that maybe not necessarily had an opportunity to go to college prior to their joining the JROTC, end up improving their grades, going through leadership training and are a very much changed person on the other side of their high school experience than many others. A lot of them do choose to go into the military and even into an officer's role. So this is a kind of a representation of the next year's or next few years military.
Several people in my family have gone through JROTC. I've been to ROTC in college. My nephew is down in Pensacola.
Oh, wow.
Training, pilot training. First, when he was in school, they would alternate semesters, one learning and then one serving.
Okay.
And he was learning how to trick out the C-130s for all the different things you can make a cargo plane do in the military, but ended up being singled out for pilot training. So
thank you to Ramsey and their Corps of Cadets.
Yes.
Next up, we have some Gold Star Wives of America. These are surviving military spouses. My best friend's widow is a Gold Star widow. Gold Star Wives of America is a national military nonprofit service organization of surviving spouses, chartered in the United States by Congress it looks like, I want to say it was in the late 40s, but it is a public law and they are officially recognized. Gold Star Wives do a lot for each other around the country. Unfortunately, welcoming new members, helping them make that transition, and then providing a lot of support opportunities through fellowship, going on trips, doing retreats, and there's always a sense of camaraderie amongst them, just like their husbands. So next up, we've got the Woodlawn High School Army ROTC. They're based in Birmingham. This is just another one of our cadet corps. They're focused on the same things as the rest of them, with a strong emphasis on leadership, not only at school amongst themselves, but also in the community. A lot of these people will volunteer numerous hours throughout their high school career and then go on to lead successful college life and even join the military. I don't want to speak over her, but I also want to tell you what she's doing. Their instructor is doing some really good, what's called sing-song cadence. So I hope you're picking up on that at home, but that's what really good sing-song cadence is like. You're not necessarily getting your marchers to respond back with a song of their own, but the tone and tempo of their voice helps you know exactly when to do what you're supposed to do next.
Not a call and response?
No, it's a call and response in so much as that they have a phrase to say afterwards, but they're really keened in on you know, how she's saying what she's saying. Excellent example of how that works together with a drill corps.
Yeah. So this is something to take note of. The Birmingham Vet Center, they are community-based counseling centers that obviously travel to the communities, and every single kind of complication you could possibly have, just anxiety, pressure, PTSD, family counseling, personal counseling, suicide counseling, anything that happens, they are there for you and your family, just for you.
And this is essentially a mobile outpatient clinic.
Yep.
You know, where they can administer several different types of treatment, help people get enrolled with VA services so that they are receiving the correct care from the Department of Veterans Affairs.
Yes.
They do a lot. They do an absolute lot.
This next fellow, Tony Pentecost, he himself is a U.S. Army general. He was in Germany for 2 tours, 75 to 82. But he also wants to honor his father, Albert Ellison Sr., who's deceased, and served in the Army in the World War II European Theater. He just wanted to be in the parade today. He has served his country and wants to say hello and wants to honor his father. But he was a mortarman. Matt might know about those. He was an indirect fire infantryman, and there's a lot that goes into that.
So mortarmen do anything from providing illumination at night to keep the troops that are on the front lines safe or let them know of an advancing threat, to directly engaging the enemy with indirect fire. So the people they're shooting at don't see the rounds coming because they're shooting them up in the air at an angle and they're falling down at a precise location that they've done a lot of math to coordinate.
Yes. We love Crane Works. We've known them for many, many years. They are absolutely there for the Veterans Day Foundation if needed. They have hung flags and things over arches and stuff. They do a whole lot more than that for the Birmingham area. But they salute our nation's heroes today, and they're proud to support the veterans today and every day. That's Crane Works.
They do a lot around the community. Long story short, the director of the parade route, Danny Samples, and I almost used them to nab a tank from a reserve center.
Really?
Yeah. It wasn't officially on the paperwork, and Crane Works came out and gave us an estimate on what it would take to move it.
There you go.
There's
Veterans
Mike.
of Foreign Wars, VFW.
And this is the state commander of the Department of Alabama, Michael Gronkowski. Great guy. Me being a VFW post commander myself, Mike does a wonderful amount. He really understands the mental health issues going around the state, and he's very in tune with that. He's been a proponent of something called a stellate ganglion block.
A what?
Stellate ganglion block.
Stellate ganglion block.
Yeah, so the parasympathetic nervous system that runs throughout your body and basically controls fight or flight. There is a shot that the VA is actually awarding grants for people to administer, and that goes into your neck just like a regular nerve block, but it doesn't affect pain or anything like that. It actually affects your fight or flight for those of us that are stuck in fight or flight a lot. So he's a great proponent of that, does a lot around the state to ensure that VFWs are operating the way they should, give them the support they need, let them know how to reach out to the correct people at the correct time. The VFW and its auxiliary are dedicated to military veteran
Now he's going to read the official stuff.
Yeah.
Every bit of that was from his heart. Yeah. The VFW is comprised of members from all walks of life. Common connection. They are all relatives for those who served overseas in a location of foreign conflict. That's okay. So where's Danny?
I would say
Lance Corporal
Back a couple
Rivers,
of-
VFW Memorial Post.
Well, right now we've got the Kelly Ingram post, which is the downtown post.
Okay.
Their commander is Preston Hart in the passenger seat there.
I knew I knew that name.
They're one of the longer standing ones in Birmingham, right across from the Birmingham Jefferson Convention Complex, or the BJCC. The Kelly Ingram post?
That's the one where the guys from the Pell City Home go to get up on their truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's where the food trucks. Okay, there's a lot that goes into doing this parade. A lot of staging areas, and it's right back there with them.
They've staged this for many, many years.
Yeah. So now we're looking at.
That is the Lance Corporal Thomas Rivers Memorial Post 12185, and I am a proud member and commander of that post. Actually, the youngest veteran that you see up there is Bob. Bob is my son, and he's the little bitty kid flying the flag right now. So a halo to Bob and all of our post members.
Boop, boop, boop. That's awesome.
We're going to have a few different VFWs come through. We've also got our post float to display the service flag. So this is another one of the Lance Corporal Thomas Rivers Post 12185 right down in Alabaster. Come and see us. And we do as much as we can, primarily to support Shelby County and southern Jefferson County.
Yes. And
well, dang, I'm up here on the review stand. I didn't realize we had 3 vehicles. Now we got a Jeep. I do not know that we have a Jeep.
You feel left out.
So yeah, so we also have a Jeep somehow. We've got a 1943 Willys. These would have been synonymous all over all parts of World War II. And great to see it out here. Going to track down, figure out where that's been forever. I didn't know we had a Jeep.
You are looking at Carl White. He is a friend of mine. That's Miss Cheryl is his wife. That is a 1940 LaSalle.
Wow.
Carl has done everything. He's done all the things. He is a member of the Audie Murphy VFW out in Texas.
Okay.
Audie Murphy, the old Western movie star.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Carl was in Vietnam, 70 to 74. Got shot 72 when he recovered. He went and was managing the helicopters at Camp Pendleton, which is the biggest base in the world. Retired at 52 from being an electrical designer. He's done everything, and now he drives that car. Says it's his granddaughter's college money. it's security. So.
The motorcycles you see here are with CVMA, and they're commanded by Stephen Bugs Burns. And this is the Combat Veterans Motorcycle Association. The 28.5 chapter is the Birmingham chapter, and they're a very, very loud and proud group of veterans that ride together as many times as they can throughout the year.
As well they should. We have now the Red Cross. Now, everybody that hears Red Cross thinks of, let's see.
Humanitarian relief around the world for anybody that needs it in the United States. A lot of the stuff that they do is obviously in the United States, but you can also see that they're representing different types of uniforms throughout the year or throughout the services. So we've got, you know, uniforms representative of all the way back to World War I, it looks. So the Red Cross does anything from something called a Red Cross message. So if you've got a forward deployed troop and, you know, there's an immediate emergency in his family, Red Cross can get a message directly to them, help facilitate with their return to the States if they need to. They just do a tremendous amount. You can see where in the past they've even done some medical services.
And today we have Annette Rolland with us. We'd like to come over here. Annette Rolland is with the Red Cross, and most people think about giving blood, or they think about things like that. But tell us a little bit about the Red Cross in the military.
Yeah, so the Red Cross started on the battlefield, and you're exactly right, making sure that people had that blood. But since then, we've expanded to be able to serve our military families in ways that you can't even imagine, and being there for our veterans and those families, and the emergency messages to make sure that they get when they're deployed, that they can come home.
Good. Yes, we understand that it's through the Red Cross that the liaison happens in order for someone to be able to understand what's happening at home. Yes. Well, tell us. Now, everybody's in period costume today. Tell us about yours.
Yeah, so we have nurses uniforms throughout the decades. It's been 150 years that the Red Cross has been supporting military families. So we thought it'd be great to showcase some of those nurse uniforms starting all the way in the 1910s. And I'm from the 1940s.
And you look very young for the 1940s. That is good. Yes, thank you so much. Happy Veterans Day. Yes. Okay, better run.
Awesome. So as you can see coming across
Thank you,
now,
Annette. And thank you,
we've
the
got
Red
the
Cross.
Alabama School for the Blind Marching Band under the direction of Ms. Shwarna Sherbert and President Dr. Dennis Gilliam. Their principal is Mr. Alan Nunn.
Oh.
And they're from Talladega, Alabama. Alabama School for the Blind Marching Band has been streaming the parade since 2012, and this band has not missed you 1 year.
Window World of Central Alabama proudly stands behind the men and women who serve our country, whether it's participating today, sponsoring veteran-focused foundations, or hiring veterans within their teams, which they do with purpose. They are dedicated to showing their gratitude in meaningful ways. And they say at Window World, patriotism is part of their foundation, and their service to those who serve will always be a top priority. Thanks to Window World.
Always lovely to see sponsors out here or corporate entities that are supporting the veterans.
Mm-hmm. Just letting them back in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hiring veterans, obviously a priority, and they do a lot to do with that. And they've also got little kids handing out candy, and who doesn't like candy?
As long as they don't throw it from the truck, they can stay. Oh, Delta Airlines is very proud to be a part of our parade, and they make it clear to us, and we appreciate that so much. Delta's been serving Birmingham since 1929.
And speaking of employing veterans, they have over 11,000 Delta employees who have served in our nation, be it through Air Force, Army, all branches. They hire a tremendous number of all branches of the prior military to assist with any number of duties that they have. They're based in Atlanta, one of the oldest airlines in the country, if not the oldest, that's still in service. And they have an, oh, we're doing a flag presentation as well. But as far as corporations around the United States, they are doing a tremendous amount to hire veterans, and that's the most important thing. And they presented a color guard. I'm going to go ahead and assume, just by looking at the people and knowing my own, that those are all veterans.
Y'all, this is definitely not the Tournament of Roses parade. People sign up. They don't tell you all the surprises they're bringing. Delta just did a color guard. That's fantastic.
Is it true you give free flights to everybody here today? I'm sorry, I just wrote that down as a wish list. I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness.
It's nice to just know that they've got a dedicated truck just to show that they support the military, probably one of their recruitment tools. They're handing out bottles of water to anybody in the crowd that may need one. And of course, their famous Biscoff in-flight cookie, which is about, I don't know, it's a strong component of me deciding to fly on Delta, is going from Bloody Mary to coffee and Biscoff.
You know it. I'm right there with you. Last year, they were handing out sleeves of them. They just did it again. They gave one to Meredith.
Miss Teen Volunteer is not exactly sure what to do with $60 street value of Biscoff cookies.
You're supposed to hide them and eat them at home.
Coming across now, one of the more exciting entrants every year, the Dixie Division. This is the 26th year of the Dixie Division Military Vehicles Club being in the parade.
Yep.
Obviously, they preserve and restore military vehicles from all different eras to honor our veterans and educate about the vehicles. Up front, we've got the Willys Jeep here, just synonymous with World War II, and even in Korea, this was the primary transport for anyone other than about 10 people. Even in the 8th Air Force, they'd stack an entire bomber crew of 12 on one of those to get out to the flight line. And a representation of a typical World War II soldier there with his gear and kit. And then we've got the infamous K5 Blazer from the 70s and 80s, built like an absolute tank. You know, a lot of people when I was in the military would have preferred driving one of those over a Humvee. So, I mean, they're just an incredibly useful vehicle, primarily used in, you know, during the Cold War and even into the early 90s, and not as a combat vehicle, but this one surely was. That's your typical Humvee in the command configuration, used from all the way from the first Gulf War to Iraq, Afghanistan. We've got a 5-ton truck. Oh no, that's a deuce and a half actually. So that would have been your primary means of transportation in World War II for a group size element. And they even now have a truck to display videos. And
What
they have,
is up with that?
Videos. Oh, no,
No,
that's just classic Rock
that's
106.9.
Summit Media.
They snuck in there.
They're going to. I was like, wait a minute. Summit Media is the only one that, and they are wonderful supporters of us too. They have two.
Army veterans, I believe, riding in their truck. Julian Paul and Kevin Christoph have an extensive history on military radio all over the world. And you can read about them on 98.7kiss.com.
Yes, absolutely. I highly recommend reading about Mr. Christoph. Quite the. It all started just with it was by accident, and that's what he got into it, and then just did it everywhere and carried it forward.
Coming down the street now, we've got one of our better performances of the day and one of our largest groups. We've got the Marion Military Institute. Their color guard came by a little earlier to present the colors, and now their marching band will head this way. The Corps of Cadets will march in the order that they should. They've got their headquarters commanded by Battalion Commander Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Ethan Hunter. He is from Allen, Texas. They have their band company commanded by Cadet Captain Hannah Riston from Enterprise, Alabama, directed by Michael Jimenez. Band is known as the heartbeat of the Corps and supports Marion Military Institute, the Corps of Cadets, and various events around the state and nation with parade companies, ceremonies, and anything they can do to support and show their skills and support the military. The Corps of Cadets represents 35 states and U.S. territories, more than 40 Alabama counties. They've graduated over 210 generals and admirals along the years. And they also have the Marion Military Institute Knights Precision Drill Team. Hopefully we will get a good show from them.
Well, you can't today.
Oh, yeah?
The Knights, they normally do the...
Yeah, they do their silent drill.
Right, but like 3 of them could not. Someone was sick, someone had an exam, and someone had something else come up.
That's why they sent us an entire battalion.
I know.
So these are the companies of their battalion represented by the Corps of Cadets in each company.
Yeah, Marion is the pride and joy of Alabama.
And to be a company commander or a position of leadership at a prestigious military career, I would just about assume put you in high-rank brass territory before you're 20. So these are children with a very bright future.
Children. He said children.
Yeah, I guess none of them are actually children.
No.
Although I do understand the difficulties of being at the rear of the formation when it's height ascending to descending. Because as someone who's 5'6" myself, I'm not any much taller than the people you see in the back of these formations. Big, wide steps to keep up with the 7-foot tall guys in the front.
Huh. Are they trying to scare the enemy or something? Why wouldn't they do it the other way around like they do in pictures?
So you think about the visual. That's the opposite of scaring the enemy. Look at our front. Look at our shortest troops up front, and then the tall guys are in the back.
But we got a lot of them.
Yes, we do.
We're everywhere. We got a lot.
And I mean, they do events all over the country, like Indianapolis 500, Sugar Bowl. They just about go all over everywhere.
We have 3 hots and a cot.
Yeah.
There's a fellow named Miles Huffstutler. And Miles served in the Air Force and the Alabama National Guard. And he retired in 2004 from the Guard as a JAG officer at the rank of colonel. And he recently retired as a Homewood City judge. And he has faithfully served on the board with 3 hots and a cot for over 5 years and helps to transform the lives of countless veterans, just giving them a place to sleep and to help them find a permanent home, a permanent place to be.
pretty straightforward military terminology there. 3 hots, that's your 3 hot meals in a day. Cot, the official bed of the military. So that is their mission, is to try to find veterans that don't have easy access to a warm bed, warm food, overhead shelter, and they do exactly that. Very instrumental in the most difficult part of becoming a veteran, which is the transition period between particularly active duty and back to your normal life. So you've been in your unit for 4 years, 8 years, even 16 to 20 years, and you become very accustomed to a certain way of living your life day to day. When you get out, completely different. And it's like watching the Flintstones and trying to acclimatize to that a lot of times. So that's what they do, is focus on people that are getting out, have had a rough go of it, identifying those who have had a rough go of it for some time, and giving them a place to restart. They're very well linked in with other service organizations to provide counseling and other services as needed. So always good to see them around.
And now we have Hal and Mad Smith, Detachment Marine Corps League.
Yes.
Roy Atkins is the commandant. They've been in the parade for years. They joined together in camaraderie and fellowship for the purpose of preserving, this is so official, they preserve the traditions and promote the interests of the U.S. Marine Corps. They band together. These guys love to hang out. They what do you...
Well, you already said it. It's very professional, because what's ever in the best interest of the Marine Corps is also what's in your best interest as well.
Yeah. So yeah, they focus on corpsmen, Navy chaplains, former Marines, their widows, the orphans, to perpetuate the history of the U.S. Marine Corps, and they try to give fitting acts and observe the anniversaries of historical occasions of particular interest to Marines.
Absolutely. And all the support that they can give to the veteran community, same as all the other veteran organizations.
They look pretty rowdy to me.
Oh, yeah,
so,
yeah.
Right. So,
they're finding a unique way to stay warm, I'm sure.
and here's the Parker JROTC, Parker High School, another of the Birmingham area high schools.
Battalion commander is Lieutenant Colonel Jada Smith. Executive officer is Cadet Major Carlton Ruddo. And the I'm trying to read through their notes here, to be honest with you. Their principal of the historic high school is Mr. Daryl Hudson.
Yes, and now we have the Buffalo Soldiers, National Association of Buffalo Soldiers and Troopers Motorcycle Club of Birmingham chapter. These guys, so Buffalo Soldiers, they ride their steeds of steel. Their motorcycle is a horse.
Yeah, they're modern day horses.
Yeah. So it started back in 1993 by a fellow named Ken Thomas. His name was Dreammaker, and now they have over 120 chapters throughout the U.S. and internationally. And they raise money, lots of charitable functions, student scholarships, but they really just want to create a positive image of soldiers and how they served.
Motorcycle clubs are one of the good ways for veterans to come back and still have a sense of purpose amongst their brothers and sisters. So just going for a simple ride turns into being excited all week about going for a simple ride, which turns into, your entire month is, at least I have that ride. So it's an awesome way for not only to them to stay connected to their fellow comrades and tell the stories and keep the history alive, but it's a wonderful thing for veterans' mental health as well, just to keep them that connection so that they're not left behind.
Plus, they can turn the stereo up real loud on their three-wheelers.
Yeah. Coming across now, we got the Veterans of Steel. This float is a collaborative effort between the United Steelworkers, Veterans of Steel Locals 1013, 2122, and District 9 of the U.S. Steel Fairfield Tubular Operations. They understand, we underestimate the strength of the bonds between veterans within any industry, but they tell us to never underestimate the strengths that are gained through our prior military service. Also consider hiring a veteran.
Rodney Walker. He's in this parade every year. He supports the veterans of Alabama. His grandfathers both served in World War II and saw multiple actions across Europe. His father, retired Sergeant Major from the 1151st Engineering Unit at Fort McClellan. And Rodney served as a helicopter pilot and sniper for Randolph and Clay County Sheriff's Departments for 8 years, saving multiple lives. You hear that? That was after the military. He was doing this for Randolph and Clay County, Alabama. And he and his wife Stacy are very proud to be here supporting veterans today. Yes. Zach, Geneva, Valencia, and Danny are who you would see in the lobby. These are Vet to Vet. Vet to Vet is a service organization that helps veterans make sense when they are trying to get appointments. They're trying to make sense of the disability benefits. They have, if they need meetings for any alcohol or substance abuse, these are the people. You'll see them in the lobby. They'll help you with any adjustments needed to re-enter civilian life. And their motto is each one, reach one, teach one. And again, I'm telling you, it's Zach, Geneva, Valencia, and Danny. All right, Pleasant Grove High School Spartans Battalion. They are bringing it today. So the Spartans Battalion Leadership Academy. Leadership Academy is something that is trending now. And it's where within school systems, they will gather and rally and make particular schools focus on particular paths of learning. So this Leadership Academy is part of 4 schools, and this one's Pleasant Grove. So they help students develop leadership skills, self-discipline, teamwork. They motivate students to become better citizens, even if they don't go into the military after school. And their motto is choosing to fail should never be an option.
Up next, as always, we have some Daughters of the American Revolution. That, of course, meaning that they can track their lineage all the way back to someone that fought in the American Revolution conflict.
And there are 190,000 members worldwide. They serve in their communities. They help active duty military or veterans. They award thousands of dollars in scholarships and financial aid each year to students. They support schools for underserved children. So as the Alabama Society is this year celebrating, you know, America's 250th birthday. Well, they're going to be doing that for 2 years.
250th service birthday this year.
Yeah, we'll do that, service birthday. Yeah. But they do a lot also to help preserve the history of the revolution so people understand where America came from.
Lots of volunteers, lots of convertibles.
Mm-hmm.
While we kind of watch them come across the parade deck, I want to go back to what you were saying earlier about the 6888. That is our Veteran of the Year for this year for the parade. And I mentioned that they had ended up processing some 17 million items of backlog. So when the staff gets low, you can't do all of the work. And that's what happened in late World War II in the European theater of operations. There was so much mail that notices going back to the United States to notify loved ones of traumatic events or positive events weren't getting through, and the other way around. Soldiers were on the front lines for way longer than should have been to receive messages of love and support from families back home. So the 6888 devised their own system to handle the backlog of mail. This included creating and maintaining a card index, kind of like the old library cards with the information of each soldier on it so they could find them and get their mail to them. Ended up containing over 7 million cards of people with same or similar names, and then using military serial numbers to distinguish between them so the right piece of mail got to the right person.
Sometimes if there were like 3 guys named John, they would actually learn the perfumes of the girlfriends.
Wow, off the letters. That's incredible,
I mean,
actually.
it was kind of under the radar methods, but you do what you got to do when you're trying to get it to the right people.
Yeah. Well, they did. They worked 7 days a week and 3 shifts to process and deliver mail to troops fighting all over Europe. Each of their shifts handled an estimated 65,000 pieces of mail. So that's 65,000 pieces of mail 3 times a day.
Yes, it never stopped. So these are the children of the American Revolution, and obviously they're the children of the parents
So they can also track back.
Yes, they can.
They could even be called the children. Well, I mean, they are daughters.
And they had fun dressing up in costumes. So,
Coming across now, we've got the Southern Preparatory Academy Marching Corps. And then we have the Military Order of the Purple Heart. Pretty straightforward there as well. The Purple Heart is an award given to people or service members that were injured while in the line of duty, primarily in a combat environment. So their distinct goal is to reach out to members of their own small camaraderie, those who have been injured in a combat environment overseas. Knowing a lot of these members myself through my time, it's an incredible organization. They really are well linked in with a lot of businesses, corporations, and even other veteran service chapters to help these veterans get the treatment that they need. Coming back with an injury obviously distinguishes you a little bit more than another veteran. So there's some unique and difficult things that they need to do, and they help them along with that.
Priority Veteran is a program with the United Way of Central Alabama, and they help U.S. military veterans and their families who are homeless and at immediate risk of losing housing.
They've been doing it since 2013, served more than 5,000 veterans in a pretty significant capacity.
That is pretty significant. And United Way is another group we adore working with.
And looks like we have some of the sons of the American Revolution coming by. Of course, they honor Revolutionary War patriot ancestors by promoting patriotism, serving our communities, and educating and inspiring future generations. So the 6AAA, our Veteran of the Year, they were a segregated, all African American, all lady unit. So that presented not only a significant challenge for them being in a wartime environment, but also they had to live life as a segregated unit. They could not go to the same facilities that other people. But the 6AAA, lived in a sequestered life, even though they were serving their country as diligently as they can. So, we're a lot to be thankful for their service in particular.
We're not sure exactly how it happened, but normally all the revolutionaries travel together. But now we're looking at the sons of the American Revolutions. Now, America 250 Alabama is who we got now. That is when America turns 250 next year.
Yes.
There's so many events and sites and things to see across the state. And you can go to america250al.org.com and read all about it. There's a lot going on in Alabama, and I went to see if all of the 50 states had America 250.
Oh, I'm sure,
TN.
right?
No.
Really?
We're the only ones. I thought it was clever. But there's a lot going on with that. So
obviously the idea is to get everyone prepared for the 250th birthday this upcoming July 4th. And that's why this year we've been talking a lot about the 250th of the Army, Navy, and Marine Corps. Like I said, if you're going to fight to create your own country, then you're going to have a military presence to do so. So this is the year of the 250th for the service branches, and next year is what they won. Very, very important float here. All over the country, there was a national movement to put a "You are bigger than this moment" veteran crisis line in place. Billboards all over everywhere that simply just say in large letters, "You are important, you are bigger than this moment." And the 988 is a hotline directly into a suicide prevention team that's very well trained in how to deal with veterans in an active crisis, as well as provide immediate suicide support if a veteran is contemplating taking their life. They have helped countless numbers of veterans so far. I've known friends to use this service, and they were just blown away by the reception that they actually got.
The Fleet Reserve Association is, well, it was chartered by Congress 100 years ago for the purpose of representing the interests of all the members of Navy, Coast Guard, Marine veterans, fleet reserves, and active duty personnel in the U.S. And they're still at it 100 years later.
And riding along with them is the Southeastern Regional President, Tim Grimes from Crossville, Tennessee, where their national convention is being held this year.
They're smaller than other organizations, but they are focused and they are scrappy. They will fight for you. So don't always think that it's the big five. There are a lot of veterans organizations in this parade, and I would suggest if you don't mind Matt and me, or just turn the volume down and just watch this from time to time and pay attention to how many different places there are.
All of them offering resources to help veterans. That seems like a blanket statement, but between all the things that you need, like Lakeshore Foundation providing a tremendous amount of physical therapy care. It's the same home as the U.S. Was it U.S. Olympic and Paralympic? They do some
Paralympic,
preparatory
not
work?
the Olympics.
Okay.
But yeah, but veteran advocacy for over 20 years. And there's Noah Gallagher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. If you've lost a limb and you can get to Lakeshore Foundation, that's where you want to be.
So what you're looking at right now is a fantastic story on feet. It's Motion Industries. They want to be called Motion. They are military veterans and friends of them. And they say a big thank you to veterans all over the world. Literally, Motion is proud of you and appreciates your courage to serve. And we are glad to have Motion in the parade. In 1946, just after the end of World War II, there were two Birmingham friends, a Marine Corps veteran and a Navy vet, bought a little industrial parts supply business, and now they provide industrial solutions for the world, and they're still headquartered 15 minutes from here in Irondale, where they began in 1946.
Outstanding. Nice to see them out today. This is one of your favorites, the Sherritt Farm. The Sherritt Farm is a family owned and operated since 1999. They enjoy sharing animals with children and adults. They have one of the smallest riders in the parade today, Imogene. She's been to this parade for 3 years, and last year her mommy walked her horse for the 3rd year in a row. The next year her baby brother was born, Emmett Tate, and he is in the parade this year as well. And I know you know a little bit more about Sherritt Farms because they're one of your favorites.
Well, I know. That's their last name. They just turned it into what they want to do, which is share it with us.
Well, that's clever.
So, y'all, now we have one of my favorite.
The other one of your favorites, yes.
Yeah, the riderless horse, which symbolizes the fallen warriors. He has walked with an empty saddle and backward boots, an ancient Greek custom indicating that his warrior will never ride again. This year's riderless horse is Brownie, belonging to Anna Johnson, the Shelby County 4-H president. And Anna's 16 and has trained Brownie herself.
Oh, wow.
And we want to thank Carousel of Breeds, because they are here every year.
Very important symbol there, the riderless horse, especially in the cavalry world.
I get to tell you, so the person who's carrying the Navy flag is Claire Thomas, mother of Lieutenant Suzelle Thomas, a Birmingham native and Navy fighter pilot. She's stationed at Naval Air Station Lemoore in Hanford, California. Suzelle's done a lot in a short while. She graduated at Annapolis in 2018 and received her wings of gold in Meridian. She returned to the U.S. last month after 11 months of deployment aboard the USS Carl Vinson aircraft carrier.
Nice to see the guys with
2018.
Nice to see the guys with the best job in the parade route really, really, really taking it to heart. They're getting a tremendous amount of applause from the audience as well.
I think they talk about this for the whole rest of the year.
Yes, yes, being that well supported for what they're doing, which is a very important job.
It really is.
Yes.
I have to tell you one more thing, because we don't have, I want to tell you that Suzette is one of only 3 women to fly our F-35C Lightning II.
Wow.
And she was honored as the right wing in the all-female flyover at Super Bowl 2023. And this
Very
was
cool.
the one carrying the Navy flag
Very
with
cool.
the horses. So just got to get that out there.
Yeah. Well, we've got DAV with a little fiat. DAV, Disabled American Veterans. One of the largest organizations in the country for getting veterans established with VA healthcare, navigating through that system so that you're getting the correct disability. And they just do a tremendous job at it. I am still surprised every time I talk to veterans about how many veterans don't know what they have access to, the kind of benefits that they are supposed to be receiving. And Disabled American Veterans does an excellent job of putting those people in touch with the people they need at the VA. Founded in 1920, they remain dedicated to single purpose, empowering veterans to lead high-quality lives with respect and dignity. Department of Alabama has over 18,000 members, and these are some of their local, state, and national officers.
I feel like there's so many different names,
Yes.
but then you see all these faces. The military is big,
Absolutely.
and its veterans
Veterans are
many.
bigger because you
They
don't
are.
stop becoming a veteran after a certain number of years. So as big as the military ever is at one point in time, assume that it is much, much larger when you're talking about the veteran community. And
Yeah.
that's why these organizations are so important, because there's so many people out there that do need to be reached and do need to, you know, have that help when they need it,
Yeah.
specialized to their own community.
It's true. So Southern Vintage Fire Apparatus Association.
One of my favorites
Yeah.
because fire truck.
We give a big shout out to Bill Graham. He's our friend. He's our connection to them, and Jerry Northington and Gene and Dave and Lewis also. So we have Coast Guard, Air Force, and Army.
Because fire
Registered.
truck, of course. Southeastern Vintage Fire Apparatus Association is an educational nonprofit with several veterans among their members. Their mission is to educate the public about the history and traditions of fire service through their collection, preservation, and restoration of the fire apparatuses you see here today, and to
Yes.
honor those that have served in that profession. And it is just nice to see, you know, classic cars are few and far between. Classic fire engines even more so. So these are engines dating all the way back, I would assume, until the 50s.
And they work. They
yeah,
actually work.
Yeah, they absolutely work.
There's a cute one on their website that was in service in Irondale until not that long ago.
Oh, wow.
It's crazy. So
We've even
look
got
at the stuffed Dalmatian in the window, unless he's asleep. Yeah, these are all vintage. And get a load of this hook and ladder trucks.
with
I
the
didn't-
driver at the end.
I know, I didn't have the nerve to try, but they had a community day a couple years ago, and if you wanted to, you were able to get up there and try driving the back end of a fire truck.
And you can see it. It's an off service from the Santa Monica Police Department in California. These were an interesting concept to what do we do about getting very large trucks around tight corners downtown. So they
Right.
stuck a driver at the end and made it a free axle so he could turn the rear end.
Well, it's a good idea. So this is Revolution Roofing. They are humbled to stand before you in honor of those who have courageously served the United States of America. They are committed to giving back to the heroes in our own backyard. This year, in 2026, they are actually looking to give a free roof to a veteran in need. So you can go to their website and find out more about that. That is
Awesome, awesome.
Revolution Roofing. Alethea House Jobs for Vets is a program under Birmingham's Alethea House that helps military veterans find and maintain employment. And if you need assistance with employment and you're a veteran, call 205-545-7633. 205-545-7633 for Alethea House Jobs for Vets.
And obviously, a lot of these organizations, you can kind of hear it in what they do, providing jobs for vets. So, you know, not only just during the transitional stages when you're learning how to get accustomed to civilian life, but when they fall on hard times, and particularly when they fall on hard times and they don't have the disability deserving rating that they actually deserve, it can be difficult to get picked back up again.
You are looking at the Wayfarers. Y'all, I was unaware of the Wayfarers. They are local. They're a Girl Scout alumni group that was originally formed in 1944, and they God, I'm excited. They promote an interest in Girl Scouting and a love of the outdoors, and I said, well, y'all need to say something in your description about patriotism instead of just cooking and going outside. It's like, well, we're Girl Scouts. It's in our promise to serve God and my country and obey the Girl Scout laws. And like, well, by golly, it is. And it says, we heart veterans. So
Very cool to see them. I don't remember them from years past.
Yeah, it was a big thing. They put out a cookbook.
Oh, wow.
The Girl Scouts of North Central Alabama salute all of our veterans. So Girl Scouts, the CEO and U.S. Army veteran, Karen Peterlin, for Central North Alabama.
And they have a chant.
Of course they do. It used to be the Brownie Smile song.
Really?
I have something in my pocket. I take it out and put it on. It's a great big Brownie Smile.
Up next, we've got the Iron City Wranglers. The Iron City Wranglers are a local Birmingham Jeep group made up of current military. Oh my God, what's the word for service? Yeah, I'm about to say employees, but service members of our country, as well as veteran military, law enforcement, firefighters, and EMT nurses, all local patriots who share the same love for their family and community. Whether it's throwing a parade, conducting a fundraiser, escorting a fallen hero to their final resting place, the Jeep group is always ready to serve no matter what the mission might be. And they have quite a few of them. I'd say 50 out here today. Jeep is kind of synonymous with military. We saw some examples of early military Jeeps at the beginning of the parade. It kind of came out, if you will, during World War II. Needed a very reliable and effective means of doing just about anything. So Jeeps in World War II started out from anywhere from transporting bomber crews to planes, like I said earlier, or doing recon. Sometimes you'd have just 3 people on a Jeep with a machine gun, and they would run around in the woods or wherever their area of operations was until they took contact, and then they'd report back, here's where the contact came from.
And these are the Iron City Wranglers. Grant Musgrove sent us a note wanting very much for us to talk about his father, who is James Musgrove, who's riding with them today. Jim served in the U.S. Air Force Office of Special Investigations in Tripoli, Libya from 66 to 70. And 5 years ago, he acted heroically during the shooting. You may remember, if you're in Birmingham, at St. Stephen's Episcopal Church, he intervened to protect others and subdue the shooter. And in recognition, he was awarded the prestigious Carnegie Hero Fund Commission Medal in May 2023, which is the highest honor in the U.S. for civilian rescue acts. So that is his dad. He's extremely proud of him, and he wanted us to hear about it, even though that's not his favorite thing to talk about.
I can imagine.
Jim is a hero among us, and Grant wanted to make that known. So God bless Jim.
That's one of the parts of being a veteran, is always essentially looking for ways to, to show how you can still be a protector of the community around you. So I'm sure it was a natural instinct for him, but that's also what defines people as being a hero, is willing to stand up when others are in danger and put yourself in harm's way to protect others.
That's right, and there he goes. This, I believe, is coming up the group celebrating the birthdays of Army, Navy, and Marines.
So this is the 250th service year, if you will.
Because there you can see the slogans on the side.
And they have the Vietnam Veteran of the Year in that silver Jeep there.
Yep.
Out of Chapter 416.
I think there was a party up in the staging area.
Yeah.
Because people are all out of order today. This is not normal.
Lots of veterans representing lots of different services.
Yes.
Awesome to see them out here today. Anytime we can get veterans in a Veterans Day parade, that's just excellent.
Yes.
So we've got the Vietnam Veterans, Chapter 416. Vietnam veterans, as many people know, had a little bit of a different experience coming back from their conflict than, the doughboys of World War I and the GIs of World War II. Wasn't a particularly popular war in a lot of people's opinions, but they came back, and we always say welcome home to anybody that we come across that was a Vietnam veteran.
You're looking at Royal Cup. Royal Cup, which is Birmingham made and globally drunk. It is fantastic. And we were up giving Bob Dole his Veteran of the Year award a few years ago,
Yeah.
and I peeked across the hall when I was putting some of my camera equipment away, and there was Royal Cup in Washington, D.C., in a big old law firm. So, but they're making their first appearance in the parade, and they've been here since 1896. They proudly serve high-quality coffee and tea, amen, across the globe from right here in Birmingham with a national scale, local touch, and gold standard. Royal Cup honors all the veterans who have served our great country, and you're looking at the veterans of Royal Cup right now. They're serious.
Now we've got the tournament of Corvettes, Team Corvette Alabama. Corvette club's kind of synonymous with the military. I mean, the NASA astronauts were given Corvettes at one point. Yeah, the Apollo astronauts were given Corvettes for $1 by a dealership in Florida. So you could always tell they never got pulled over because it was kind of assumed that if you were in a Corvette, you were an astronaut. Corvettes just have a huge impact to veterans because that's a lot of the midlife crisis mobiles that we all get when we get to that age. And they show up and compete against each other just in how pretty is one car versus the other and how loud and how much horsepower. Just another way that they're able to bring veterans together. Not all of their members are veterans, but you do have a large population of veterans that just come together and share the love of fast car.
And then, very, very different group coming behind them. This is the Supreme Emblem Club of the United States of America. And I talked to one of the ladies, like, I don't get it. So they were founded in 1926. They dedicate themselves to community service, patriotism, and fellowship, and they want to support veterans, assist the elderly, promote a wide range of charitable causes within the community, truth, justice, and charity. That is who they are, and they love their veterans, and that's what we got. They have very sensible cars.
That's not a sensible car right there.
No.
Jewish War Veterans Post 608.
Parallel park that.
Yeah. The Jewish War Veterans of the United States of America is an American Jewish veterans organization established in 1896 by Civil War veterans to demonstrate that Jews have proudly served this country going back all the way to the Revolutionary War.
That Corvette's distancing itself because it doesn't want to be lumped in with
No, I bet it's going to stop and give us a rev of sorts. I think that's kind of the idea.
Yeah. So the Mid-Alabama Corvette Club they have Larry Lindley, U.S. Air Force Master Sergeant retired, and today, 11/11, is his birthday.
Wow.
Yeah. So they support Magic Moments of Alabama. And over the last several years, they've donated just over $300,000. But today, it's all about the veterans, and we are so glad that they turned out to celebrate with us.
I think it's really cool that all of them have a side door placard, so you can tell we've got some Korean War veterans in here. Looks like a couple of Korean War veterans.
What does that one say?
Korean
Sergeant
War
Dot.
DMZ Army veteran.
Okay. And
World War II Army in memory of. Vietnam Army in memory of James P. Williamson. So like I was saying earlier, a lot of veterans usually equals a lot of Corvettes.
So next we have the Colonel Robert L. Howard Veterans Home. These are veterans from Pell City and their employees. And if you ever want to appreciate your country, if you want to appreciate people what military was like back then, you need to go. And also, just because they were in it back then, they had entire lives afterward.
Oh, yeah. And veterans homes are incredibly important. That is just a place where veterans with not a terrible amount of resources for taking care of themselves or others, you know, as a senior citizen, can't
They just
go
don't
and
want to be alone. They want to not live alone.
But they can be taken care of after having, you know, entire lives in service to other people. You know, this is their time to kind of relax and have people care after them.
Yes.
one of the bigger service organizations in the country, American Legion. So the American Legion, again, just does a tremendous amount of things and has done so for a long time to help veterans, particularly with camaraderie, right? Helping people when they get out of the military and are making that transition. The Legion is the nation's largest veteran service organization, advocating for veterans, service members, and military families while fighting to end veteran suicide. They're a huge part of the America 250 Challenge, and they want to thank all veterans for their faithful service. So we have some of there's the Department of Alabama Sergeant at Arms, a lot of members that'll be coming through with placards to tell us a little bit about who they are. So this is the organization that most people in the military, if you served in the military, can join. You have other services, you know, that are specific to disabled veterans or specific to veterans of a foreign war, but the American Legion is kind of open to everyone. And that's good because it gives them a very, very large dichotomy of veterans that can come together, from, you know, Korean War medics and pilots to Vietnam infantry and even, you know, logistics support roles. They go all the way through. So even some of the younger veterans, you know, are likely to join an American Legion, not so much for the sharing of military history maybe, but just so they can feel around that sense of brotherhood and camaraderie the way that they did during their military career.
There's a lot to be said for that. You mentioned the USA 250 Challenge.
I did.
That is worth Googling. We're still, yeah. It's a health challenge, and there are different ways that you can. It's raising awareness, it's waking your body up, keep on kicking.
So in particular, this American Legion Post 107 have 3 Medal of Honor winners amongst their ranks. So they've replicated the city's display that honors them.
Congressional Medal of Honor recipients.
Kind of a misnomer. It's not awarded by Congress. Did you know that?
Tell me more.
Yeah, no, it's just not the Congressional Medal of Honor. Congress had nothing to do with it. It's the Medal of Honor. Just straight up.
I wonder why it says congressional.
There are many theories, but it's just not a Congressional Medal of Honor. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just the Medal of Honor. It didn't really have anything to do with Congress.
Well, who awards it to them?
Ooh, how are you going to ask me a question? I don't
See?
even know. Wow.
See?
Well, no, the military does.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're awarded by your citation put in by the people around you while you were doing Medal of Honor stuff.
We're not taking it lightly. It's a conversation.
No, unfortunately, I don't, you know, have the pleasure of knowing someone that won a Medal of Honor, you know, while I was in the military. Dakota Meyer was like the first Marine in Afghanistan. He was the first Marine to survive winning a Medal of Honor since like the early Vietnam War. You know, so it is not a very lightly taken title that's given. You pretty much have to make an ultimate sacrifice to get in a Medal of Honor. Jumping on a grenade in a closed environment would be one of those scenarios.
Well, read about Gary Rose, our Grand Marshal for today.
Yeah, yeah, the Medal of Honor citation.
He just
pretty much
wouldn't
if you've
quit.
got a Medal of Honor,
Yeah.
you have a Wikipedia citation or Wikipedia page, and it'll display the citation in there. And reading it is like reading a video game character.
Or right, an
You're just
adventure
like,
story.
how in the world did the one guy knock out 8 bunkers? Or
Because he didn't quit.
right.
He had how many holes? He had how much shrapnel? He
Or
lost how much
Sergeant
blood?
York, who carried, you know, in World War I, he captured like 100 British, or not British, but German soldiers with one bolt-action rifle. Yeah, they made a movie about it with Gary Cooper.
Yeah, it's pretty real.
Post 137 out of Fairfield. They, again, part of the largest American Legion. They've done a bit of a good job with celebrating the Happy Birthday for American 250. And along with the American Legion, you have the American Legion Auxiliary. So these are the wives, husbands, family members that support their Legion member by holding their own nonprofit organization to collect funds and hold their own events to support veterans. We have some of their officers along the way here.
The American Legion Post 205. The driver's Lieutenant Colonel Brent Goodwin, retired, past commander. Michael Host, the American Legion Post.
I can hear the Shriner cars coming
I
down the way.
know, I can too. I'm just thinking, the young ones can barely put their thumbs away from their screens. And how do you get across to the young ones that something happened
Build a
lot
float.
and over time?
Build a float. We've had a lot of decent float entries this year. And you can see there's been a lot of kids riding on floats that are part of that in their day-to-day lives. Their family member was a service member, and you know, they're not only giving back by helping in the creation of these floats, but also being able to participate and see a little bit of the, you know, the accolades that you receive from being a veteran.
I think they lump the happenings of a country in politics.
Yes, an American Legion, disabled American veterans, veterans of foreign war, they have a chance to speak. You know, they each will have a legislative week where they go up to Washington and talk to senators, the president, about what we need to do as a country to drive more support for military veterans. So American Legion is absolutely instrumental in making sure that the veterans' voices are heard at the federal government level.
Someone got left behind. They're running as hard as they can to catch up with their car.
Now that's a Jeep.
That's a Jeep.
I want that Jeep. Like that is the side by side of side by sides right there. I've never seen one of those before, and I immediately want it.
That one, actually, the person who owns that Jeep, that is a replica of the one that his father had in the military.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah.
So we've got the Shriners. The Zamora Shriner is part of the Shriners International, which is a philanthropy organization that raises money to help families and children with debilitating diseases and crippling afflictions.
And they don't charge a dime.
No, they do not. They've got over 22 hospitals throughout the United States, Mexico, and Canada.
And they will fly you for free. They'll get you from city to city, wherever you need to go to get your care as a child.
And they've had their little buggies for years. So let's hear them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing it down there too. They've got 2 circles going.
This is like the South Alabama State Fair. Okay.
They love their little buggies just like everyone else does.
Look at what's coming though. We've got the little minis. Hey.
Greater Alabama.
They're Shriners. These are so dressy. I thought that they'd gotten separated from somebody.
No, those are the support vehicles, and of course everyone has to have a Corvette.
And who is last but not least? The Leapin' Lena. Watch the guy in the back. They go flying.
And Shriners have been doing this kind of antics for what, like back in the 50s, right? They love their little cars, and we love them too.
Yes, we do. So the Greater Alabama Council, the Boy Scouts of, oh, Zamora still, I'm sorry, didn't mean to jump ahead.
It's okay.
We
know. It's all part of their motive corps.
It's with the city. There we go. Past Potentate of Zamora Temple. Hello. They're going to get a fantastic new facility too, by the way.
Really?
Yes, they sold that crazy temple out there.
Okay.
Ideal.
Yeah, I
new
know
one
what you're
coming.
talking about.
Yes, so this is Boy Scouts, the Greater Alabama Council, Boy Scouts founded in America in 1910. It's among this country's oldest continuous institutions, period. And they prepare youth to become America's future leaders and pillars of society. And through personal example and hands-on experience, Scouts learn the value of making positive, ethical, and moral choices throughout their lifetime. So Scout leaders mentor our country's youth in duty to God and country and show them what it looks like and the time-honored character traits of the Scouts' law. Trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, reverent. So the Scout motto, be prepared, and the Scout slogan, do a good turn daily. The Greater Alabama Council delivers its scouting program to over 10,000 youth in 22 counties throughout North and Central Alabama.
And it's just great to see so many little kids excited about marching in a parade.
Yes.
Not particularly warm out here today, but you can see they're full of energy. They're running around in the background, handing out some flyers and things.
Absolutely.
So, very excited to have them here, and they are excited as well, you can tell.
I was a Boy Scout little sister. I had to.
Did they have a title for that?
No.
Or you were just
I
a sister of a Boy Scout?
I was too young, so I had to go with my mom when she was helping to drive the guys to the campouts.
Oh, okay.
So, and also, Mary Ashley, who is putting up the lower thirds today, her brother is an Eagle Scout. My brother's an Eagle Scout. And so it's my nephew.
I think I have a cousin that's an Eagle Scout. Yeah. So, I mean, his project to become an Eagle Scout was, I don't remember the name of it, but it was incredibly, like, detailed. This was, I mean, like a doctorate thesis or something.
It is. When my nephew became an Eagle, his project was making it possible to have clean water where there was none at all.
Yeah.
Like places like that.
Yeah, these are not like paper mache projects that they're doing for Eagle Scouts. It's like find and tap a new source of water where there's none existing.
Right, and everybody's like, I don't want to have to mow the lawn. It's like, these people don't have water.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's a lot that goes into it, and it's no wonder that they're able to go on into such leadership roles in the country. It's no wonder that so many presidents were Eagle Scouts.
Oh yeah, no, tremendous number were Eagle Scouts.
And they're changing the scouting program now so that girls can have the same
resources
coming up
yeah.
as the boys, because people recognize Eagle Scout, but they don't recognize the gold medal that Girl Scouts get. Then what is that? And so it's to bring it up and just make it possible that Girl Scouting is recognized for what it fosters in youth. Anyway.
Lot of them out here today. Always good to see, you know, that commitment to the community and just having fun being in a parade.
Do they still make the soapbox derby cars?
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, because you can still buy like the supplies for it in like Hobby Lobby and things like that.
I totally do it.
Be nice if, never mind. I was gonna say I mentioned Hobby Lobby. If anybody out there works for Hobby Lobby, I mean, you know, sponsor.
All right, we have
Jewish Pups Corner. Army veteran Sergeant McKinney.
No, Jules. Her name is Jewel. You said Jewish.
Did too.
Yeah.
I'll own that.
I'm sorry. I just want to say it. Go, talk about it.
Full disclosure, I was trying to figure out what exactly a Jewish pup was. Jules Pup Corner is a veteran-operated business with a family full of proud veterans. Jules Pup Corner assists veterans in finding the best service canine to fit their particular needs. That is not a simple undertaking.
It's not, and she's never said that before.
Yes.
We've talked about the veterans in her family. You know.
Finding a service dog for a veteran is incredibly time-consuming. It's a very detailed process. There's a lot of elements that go into it. It's almost like hiring someone for a job, but even then more complicated.
Yeah. So,
King
Okay.
Psychiatry and Partners is committed to promoting and supporting veterans and their mental health needs. Their participation in the Veterans Day will highlight mental health awareness amongst veterans, as well as the importance of accessible psychiatric care and community support for those who have served.
And we are looking at the trail life adventures in character and leadership.
And they've got some awesome. They got some kids in service uniforms, riding a bike and everything else.
So the American Servicemen Living History Museum is down in Shelby County, and their mission is for you to be able to go out there, put your hands on the equipment, see the clothing, see the kinds of things, what it was like to be in the military back then.
There you go. What it was like to be in the military back then.
Yeah,
being
see,
being the
those.
50 cal turret gunner on a deuce and a half.
Yeah. Well, I was serious. I wasn't thinking about this when for kids to know what it was like back then.
Yeah.
It's not easy. And,
No.
and nothing ends in an hour. Nothing ends, easily. It's like game over. It doesn't end. And so their mission is to teach future generations about the service and sacrifices that our American servicemen and women gave by providing hands-on education.
And once again, we've got another group of Corvettes because veterans do like fast car. This is the Fast and Furious Corvette Club. They exist for Corvette owners to meet and share experiences that promote the enjoyment of being a Corvette owner. Amongst their members is Olin Roberts, a Purple Heart recipient that earned that in Vietnam. So where there are fast cars, veterans are never too far away.
And where there are fast cars, somebody has been hurt before.
Yes, typically, yes. But I mean, to get that sound, like, I'd get hurt. That's a fair trade. Like minor injury for V8? Absolutely.
You're a mess. Holy moly.
We've got suicide tricked outdoors. We've got some modified engines, I hear. We got a lot of people displaying that they are clearly a veteran. The Grand Marshal that's doing the announcements for the actual parade goers here just said, "Look, a Navy Corvette." Of course, he's an Army Sergeant Major retired, but that's kind of funny. Everyone loves the Navy. Everyone knows that you're not allowed to touch our boats around the world.
True. Ephesus Academy Angels of Praise. They're established in 1897. They prepare students for eternal life while training them for service in a culturally diverse community. And their dance team is in the parade today in honor of the great sacrifice and service that our veterans give for something far greater than themselves.
Looks like they brought their color guard with them as well today. And of course,
we
fast
are
car
looking
equal
at,
veteran, veteran equal fast car.
And these fast cars equal the very last unit in our parade.
The Smoky City Vets. Smoky City Vets is the oldest Corvette organization in the country.
Say that again.
Oldest in the country.
Smoke City Vets, right here in Birmingham, Alabama.
And they even have one of the original members. It was established in 1977. Ron Washington, floating around there somewhere, is here with us today.
And they've got veterans among them of Army, Air Force, and Marine Corps.
Like I said,
they
where
said-
there is veteran, there is fast car, and where there is fast car, there is veteran.
Yes.
I'm imagining that that's sort of a Corvette salute.
I don't know.
I think it's some sort of salute. Yeah.
If it was just one of them, I might have wondered what had happened. But this
Yeah,
looks
it makes
this looks
sense, yeah.
purposeful. Yeah. Well, we can take this time while they are passing by to thank you very, very much for watching this 78th National Veterans Day Parade in Birmingham, Alabama.
With the great weather and the flyovers and the
Mm-hmm.
return to more actual floats, shows more dedication.
It does.
Amongst the community.
It does.
Weather helps, of course, but always good to see kids involved. Had a lot of kids today, a lot of corps of cadets involved. So from our perspective, the future looks bright.
I think so. So what you got this year is the 250th anniversary of the Army and the Navy and the Marine Corps. And next year, it's the 250th birthday of America, our country. So you got a lot of 250ing to do. And if you ever want to know more about the veterans organizations that you saw in the parade today, you can go to our website, which is nationalveteransday.org. Nationalveteransday.org. You may be watching the stream today through that website. But there are links, and if you have any questions, you can hit the info button, and you will be able to email us, and we'd love to talk with you.
Or if you're a veteran, ask another veteran, because if you've got 2 or more veterans in a spot, there's going to be someone there that knows a little bit about how to reach out to a veteran service organization.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the best way that you can help a veteran, is getting them in touch with other veterans that know the resources, that have the ways to help them out, even if it's just through sharing a cigar at a local cigar bar. Those kind of conversations can really help out veterans and help them make that transition. Very important. So if nothing else, when you see a veteran, hey, are you a member of a service organization?
Hey, Matt,
Is there
are you a
one?
member of a service organization?
Well, yes, I am. I'm a commander of the VFW post in Alabaster, and we reach out as many veterans as we can. Yes, we're a combat veterans organization, but we help anyone that we can identify as a veteran, because everyone needs to have access to the proper health care. Everyone should have access to the services that they need for transitional counseling and everything else. So, and all the veteran service organizations do the same thing. So thank a vet for their service, thank a Vietnam vet for coming home, say welcome home to them, and of course, ask them how they're doing. Ask them how their day's going, their week's going. Is there something that you could do to help them out? A lot of the veterans don't necessarily want to be found. So if you can find them, offer some assistance to them. They may not need it, may not say that they need it, but they may also take that information and change their mind a little bit later on and keep that community tight-knit so that they can all help each other.
Amen to that.
Having reached the end of the parade, we've reached the end of the parade. So thank you so much for allowing me back here again.
Thanks for coming.
Absolutely.
We're very happy to have you. You're definitely my military fact box.
Yes, I do like
So,
planes and jeeps
yes.
and fire trucks, and that's a
and
huge
we'd like to
part
say
of it.
thank you. If you're probably on camera right now, so this is Mike Oakley. He is our street announcer. And how many years have you been doing this for?
28 years.
28?
It's my 28th year, I believe.
All right.
Lived in it, rode in it, drove in it, and now I'm the announcer.
Yes, you are. So this is what you hear. He's telling the crowd when we're telling you. I'm very happy that we were able to see. We saw him back in the 2020. What?
You sure did.
Yes. Glad to have you.
It's an honor to be here for the oldest Veterans Day Parade in the United States of America, right here in Birmingham, Alabama.
It is an honor, isn't it?
It's an honor, really. It really is.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
lovely
thank you
meeting
all.
too.
We love you. We hope you'll come back and be with us at the 79th next year. Happy Veterans
See
Day.
you next year.
Veterans Day. Thank y'all.
Thank you too, Mike.